The medical staff are amazing. From reception to kitchen staff to nurses to doctors, everyone has been very, very knowledgeable and accommodating.
Good afternoon. Would you please tell us where you're coming from and which health condition brought you to Swiss Medica?
I came here from Ireland, and I came here because of my multiple sclerosis.
When were you diagnosed and what kind of therapy are you right now?
I was diagnosed in 2011, so a long time ago. And I am taking I'm not taking any therapies presently. I was on some injections for about 2 years, and they didn't agree with me. I had an adverse reaction. So I ended up going to hospital after taking an injection, and I stopped with the injections after that.
How did you find out about stem cell therapies for the MS patients?
I found out about stem cells as a therapy for MS a long time ago, but that was in conjunction with chemotherapy, and that was very, very scary, and it seemed like it wasn't the appropriate therapy for me to investigate at the time. I was doing pretty well 7 years ago. It's only in the last 2 years that my fatigue ramped up, and I went to my neurologist, and he said that I had moved on from relapsing-remitting to secondary progressive. As soon as he told me that, I started to investigate new therapies that might work for me, and I found out that stem cells are available without the use of chemotherapy. So, yeah.
So what kind of changes have you started noticing in the past 2 years? Like in which way MS started challenging your life, your everyday life routine?
Yeah, I became weaker and weaker. I've been working for myself the last few years, and when I went to work, over the course of, I would say, 18 months, my energy just got consistently lower and lower, to the point where I needed to take breaks in the middle of the day and lie down. Yeah, it was just a systemic weakness. I was just weak, which didn't allow me to do what I needed to do in work.
Oh, when I ask you about the therapies, you haven't mentioned that you've got a special diet.
My mother was very interested in therapies other than the classic big pharma therapies. And I heard about the story of a woman who had a very debilitating form of MS, much more so than mine, and she ended up in a wheelchair. And using a nutrient-dense modified paleo diet, she saw great promise in it. They're doing studies related to a modified paleo diet to see about its effects. So that's why I started on that diet, to see if it would affect me. And
how long are you already on that diet?
I'm on the diet. I started the diet a long time ago, but I became very relaxed. I started eating bread again. I started eating refined sugars again. Yeah, no good. So only in the last 6 months have I been very vigilant with the diet. So trying my very best to eat no grains, no gluten, no dairy, no refined sugars.
If I ask you about your therapy, would you be able to tell a little bit what it consists of while you came to the clinic? And a couple of words about the medical staff which surrounds you here on a daily basis.
The medical staff are amazing. Everyone is so welcoming.
Adam, this is your chance to say a bad word. I'm not going to tell
Oh,
it.
goodness
No,
gracious.
no need to say well.
From reception to kitchen staff, to nurses, to doctors, everyone has been very, very knowledgeable and accommodating, because my diet isn't a typical diet. When the kitchen staff come to the room,
I gave them your list.
oh,
They
really?
got
Yeah.
it, yes.
Yeah.
It's on the fridge.
Right. Oh,
Adam's,
wow.
Adam's diet.
I'm not surprised because
I told them, girls, do whatever, do your best, please.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they do, and it's greatly appreciated. So from day one, I arrived on Monday and started therapies on Tuesday. That involved supplementation through an IV, and they fed me well. And then the next day we started on physiotherapy. The physio staff are fantastic. But I hadn't even started the stem cell therapy at this point. The next day I would have started with donor stem cells, in conjunction with physio and supplementation through IV. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Infusions, yes. Infusions of it.
And then, was it yesterday?
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, I had my own bone marrow extracted, and then 3 hours later, maybe 4 hours later, they reintroduced some of those stem cells derived from my own bone marrow into the spinal cord. Yeah, spicy. It wasn't exactly the most comfortable thing, but it was quick. But they used local anesthesia. It was just a very unusual feeling, and it was quick. Like I said, the staff they know exactly what they're doing. They processed the stem cell extraction, or the bone marrow extraction, and the reintroduction of my stem cells into the spinal fluid very quickly. It was minutes. It wasn't, they just seemed very well able to do exactly what they needed to do. So I had a sore back last night, but I slept fine. And goodness, I've used after the lumbar puncture stem cell introduction, they gave me my bone marrow stem cells into an IV as part of what they as part of the
treatment plan.
Exactly, thank you. As part of the treatment plan, they introduced my own stem cells back into my system through IV. It was fantastic.
And the physio was still going on, yeah?
Physio was pretty, physio, they did some kind of electro physio to stimulate my nerves, which it definitely, I could feel it. It wasn't painful, it was unusual again.
which result are you hoping for? Which result would you be happy with for the beginning?
I would be hesitant. I'm fearful of hoping for any real improvement, but if I had any change in my levels of fatigue, that would be huge. Yeah. I have bad tremors. Any change in that would be huge. Oh, neuropathic pain. So I do have pain in my right arm and my right leg. They only presented themselves in the last 6 months. But any change in that would be huge.